Welcome to the Smiling Tape Volume 3. This is the last video in the series as far as I'm aware, so hopefully it does not disappoint. But it usually doesn't, so I have high hopes for this. For the finale. Hopefully no loud screaming, but what am I saying? That's how it usually is. There's usually a lot of loud screaming, so hopefully my eardrums are able to stay intact. Because the last thing I want is my eardrums to be ripped to shreds, and then now I'm deaf. Oh, there's almost 10,000 deaths now and 4,000 hospitalizations. Just burn down the whole city now. They're unable to determine its origin, evolutionary origin. It came from space. That's where it came from. It came from space. They were just talking about like meteors and all that stuff in the video before this. It was sent here by E.T., the extraterrestrial. Right? DNA test shows... What? Terrestrial origins. See, I told you, it came from outer space. E.T. sent it straight here. Fungus is possible.
There are many theories about their extinction. One is
that scared the absolute hell out of me.
A cosmic shower of asteroids or a large meteor struck the Earth with an astounding impact.
Tyrannosaurus does not look like it's doing too good.
The dinosaurs.
Triceratops.
The smaller animals emerged to fill the evolutionary niche left vacant by the demise of the dinosaur.
Why are you like slowly losing your cohesion? You're slowly just starting to just like melt together, and it just sounded like you were speaking into a trumpet. The jester. Is he gonna play the trumpet? Is he just gonna shove it all the way into his face and just... It's like Charlie Brown's parents. Running out of food. Got it. I don't know if I can survive any longer. Are you the dude who was in the cabin in the mountains? Every day is getting worse. Oh, but I thought that dude was strangled out. So there was a crazy guy who was in the cabins who was laughing his head off. Maybe, I'm not going to make any assumptions. I'm making assumptions right now. Maybe this is the dude before he went bonkers. In your apartment. Nope, never mind. I was completely wrong. It was not the dude in the mountains. It was not the mountaintop hermit. Let me come through. Fear. Something about fear coming through. All I'm hearing is crackling of fire. Just blocks away from here. Hobo fire? Did I read that? That said crackling of fire, right? Crackling of fire. Maybe you're hearing the hobo fire in the alley. Oh, the laughter of the infected. The screams. Oh, so now the whole city is infected and he's trying to survive. Got it. So it's like a mass extinction event. So the whole town is now infected with everybody gee-hee-heeing and giggling and laughing. And Buddy has locked himself in some apartment building, barricaded himself with food and supplies, and is now running out of food and supplies. I'm getting hungry. Start eating people. What? Supplies for 10 days? I'm assuming that's what it said, 10 hours. I don't have a choice. You're going to have to go outside. Grab a machete. This is the quieter side of town. Oh wow, what does the bad side of town sound like? Does it sound like everybody just got infected by Joker gas? And I don't hear a lot of laughing or crackling of fire, just screaming. Nothing but screaming, whole lot of screaming. You busted into the supermarket. Are those cans of food on the floor empty? Do you got a weapon? Stop looking at the can of beans. There's crackheads and crazy people running around here. Just pick up the beans and leave. Pick up the beans and leave. What did I tell you? Don't play hide and seek with the crackheads. Just sprint. He wanted them beans. Give him his beans back. Give him the beans back. Oh, you getting ran down on by the crackhead? You getting ran down on the giggly? Oh shit! Give him the beans! Give him the beans! Just give him the beans! He wants that beans or them butt. One, you gotta give him one or the other. Ah. Oh yeah. You know what you gotta do. Come on. Squirt his ass. Fire! 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 Oh! How do you do, sir? Please shake my hand. I wanted to get a better look at his smug little mug.
You're just asking.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna get a better look at his smug little mug. Yeah. You're not doing too good. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you get burnt to a crisp. Wait.
Good afternoon, Miss Campbell.
There we go.
You're just asking good questions. I know this whole situation right now is a lot for you to handle. Being locked away in a room, far from your loved ones, and subject to rigorous tests that have probably pushed you past the point of exhaustion. But
What type of interview is
the
this?
reason for this is that you might be able to help us end this whole epidemic.
Just bomb the
It
city.
has been 3
This is what you need to do at this point,
since
just
you
blow
were
it up.
diagnosed with the fungus. How are you feeling right now?
I'm
Happy.
fine. Facial pain's been gone for 2 days. So my cough's gotten worse.
You completely lost your urge to smile, right?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. You're the first person to have this variant of the disease and you're aware of. Every case prior to yours has ended in a violent death. You seem to have recovered from it. You see, our early understanding of your case is that it's a late bloomer. Its course runs slower, but eventually it will kill the host.
Words of encouragement.
I think we should investigate if your recovery is the result of a weaker, non-lethal variant, or if it's because of your immune system. If, and only if, it is entirely your immune system responsible for your phenomenal recovery, we can extract your antibodies, create vaccinations, and for immunity, and possibly make a cure.
Well, I hope that's the case.
Now, let's talk
She sounds
about
like
the
a Sesame
incident.
Street character.
Is there any reason why you were not following standard safety protocols in the morgue? Miss Campbell?
I wasn't in my right mind at the time.
Can you elaborate?
I was in grief. I still am. I couldn't cope with it at the time.
Couldn't cope with it at the time.
I couldn't focus.
Couldn't focus.
I could have not shown up for work today,
Couldn't muster up the what?
but I had a Sumter raised.
But you had a Sumter what?
And without its father, it's so much harder to do.
Without your father, it's so much harder to do.
Now I'm here,
Now you're here.
stuck in a laboratory.
Stuck in a laboratory.
I'm really sorry for your loss.
You guys like my narration?
Your stay here. We can send your son here to talk to you. I know that it's been agonizing spending your time in here away from him.
Please do.
What was that?
Alrighty then, I will be in touch soon.
What was that?
You
It came out of
need your
nowhere.
rest,
Waka, 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 waka.
You'll be further researched in the coming days. Just hold on tight. We might see an ending to this ordeal.
Waka, 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 waka.
The research laboratory was infiltrated by the Smilers. Despite the high security of the facility, it was not able to withstand the enormous wave of Smilers. Everyone, the personnel and subjects were killed in the bloody raid. All but one.
You don't got a rooftop snipe. You. Oh shit! What the hell? What type of what is that? Why did I pause here? I was just trying to talk. What am I looking at? What was I gonna say? What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, right. So you're at a top secret, whatever facility, or just maybe a doctor's office with the only person who's been able to recover from this, and you're telling me that the whole damn military isn't standing in front of that building? Rooftop snipers, okay? You should have bombed the whole city, blow the whole city up, take this one person, lock him up in a small metal cube, transport him down on Area 51, and then just study them and then let them go when you found the cure. And just in case that somebody managed to escape the massive nuclear blast, you blow the city up. If there was an actual disease like this anywhere, and there are a bunch of people who are turning absolutely insane, ripping people's faces off, stabbing them, going insane, just laughing and doing whatever. If that ever happened, and they spread the disease by their chest exploding and releasing spores, there would be no hesitation to nuke the whole city. There'd be no hesitation. Just nuke the place and get this bastard off of my screen. Go. There's no cure. There's no... Satan? Get out of my ear! There's no cure. I killed them all. Wait, hey, you're the dude. Wait, are you the original dude who was chucking flowers at that one guy? You kind of look like him. You kind of, yeah. I think that's the original guy who was just like lobbing flour or whatever at that one dude who ended up doing the mass New Year's stabbing. Morse code. Is that what this is? Oh, the volume is really loud. It's actually insanely loud. Burn it! Burn the whole city to the absolute ground. Flambe the whole building. Is that a coffee cup? Flambe the whole city. This man found the active solution to our problems. Burn it to the ground. Good.
So this is where it ends.
It's a UFO! E.T., I was right.
Wait, what? No.
My ears! My precious little boy ears! I have this ring on wrong, because it won't fit on my finger.
I was there during that whole outbreak. I stayed in my basement for a whole year. Yeah. I had to get used to living in such a claustrophobic space where I'd risk getting infected or brutally murdered by those psychos. The tricky part was getting food. I'd carefully walk around streets with a gas mask, avoiding the infested areas. and the competition for food was like really, really high. So lots of fights would happen. Supermarkets that were abandoned, with like a high chance of like a smiler, intervening. And I got to witness one myself. God, oh my God, it was the bloodiest thing I have ever seen. It was insane. And later on, the outbreak, we learned that these like seemingly unstoppable variant disease could be burned by heat and caustic. And it was quite the revelation that we needed, because we realized that we could fight back with these, impossible to kill spiralers. And I mean, those creatures could lift cars and survive bullets. And they were really scary because they also don't really even look like humans anymore. So when it finally ended, I decided to move to San Francisco for good, because initially I was too traumatized to stay in that city. Went through a violent outbreak. And since then, I've led a peaceful life, got married, had a child, but that whole outbreak, it feels like it just ended yesterday. It's hard to believe it was 20 years ago. Time flies.
That was wonderful. What a wondrous conclusion. What a wondrous conclusion to this wonderful series. I was right. Yeah, you should have just nuked it, though, versus burning the whole city down. And what I'm assuming is a giant spaceship that just racked up and just scanned everybody. I don't know what that was. But I'm glad you decided to burn the whole city to smithereens. My only question is, since you burned it down and they have the ability to leave, how do you know that some of them just didn't take full sprint and run right out the city before it burned? How do you know there's not just smiling crackheads living in the woods? But, good. Thank you for making this. You wonderful, wonderful, wonderful individual. Maybe a little sick and twisted. You might have some issues going on, but you're still a wonderful individual.